Everybody, welcome back to CWRL's Fight Night at the Freedom Factory, and once again we have come to our main event of the evening, and this time we will see the Legion of Supermen face Boogity Boogity Racing. The Legion of Supermen come into the main event with 64 points and hold a 2-point advantage over Boogity Boogity Racing, who come into the main event with just 62 points. Defense played, a lot of chaos that ensued, and now we're going to see which one of these teams will come away with yet another CWRL victory. I believe Boogity Boogity Racing has one CWRL victory, and the Legion of Supermen have two. Yes, Boogity Boogity Racing won their first CWRL event at one of the monthly specials, World War Wall, as the records recall here, and they have had a runner-up finish here in the Rumble at the Rock. So very good point performances there, especially when a lot of those points wind up being doubled. And meanwhile, the Legion of Supermen had an amazing points performance at the Slinger Showdown last Sunday and are looking to repeat that performance with a consecutive win right after here. So cars on track, everything all set, and you can see that the checker car for the Legion of Supermen will be on the pole with the wrecker car in third. It's usually the most advantageous position to start, it seems. So let's take a look and see how this week's fight night will unfold and finish up. Thank you all for joining us here once again. I am the Geek Guru 1986. Glad to have you along with us here. We have 20 minutes on the clock for our main event. So you can see the Legion of Supermen checker car there on the pole, hoping to be able to get a good jump. But the last round they had was not the best round. They were only able to score 21 points. So with 20 minutes on the clock, the pace car is off and the green flag is out. The main event is underway. You can see that checkers car for Boogity Boogity Racing really got a jump. It must have been the tires were spun for the Legion of Supermen. And you can see the wreckers car for the Legion of Supermen will take that second spot away. So far, the checkers car for Boogity Boogity Racing will take a point and will continue to lead laps as the wrecker car for the Legion of Supermen gets caught up in a wreck there with his checker car counterpart. The checker car counterpart now trying to hold off a challenge here from one of his traffic jammer counterparts and successfully does so, but it looks like the damage so far has been done as a comfortable lead for the checker car of Boogity Boogity Racing has been established. And now Boogity Boogity Racing overcomes that deficit that they had between themselves and the Legion of Supermen. It was only 2 points. And now begin to pad a lead of their own. Boogity Boogity Racing looking to get their first fight night win. Their first victory came at World War Wall, and that was not at the Freedom Factory. So this would be Boogity Boogity Racing's very first win at the Freedom Factory, and they came close. They had a runner-up finish before. They've shown they can perform at the big events, and now they want to show that they can perform at the weekly event here. So you can see the checkers car for the Legion of Supermen trying to close the gap here. It looks like it's down to about 6-7 car lengths now. So you come out of turn 4 and you can see the car just brush the wall, kiss it a little bit, going back into turn 1 and 2. You're down to 17:50 remaining here in the main event of Fight Night as Boogity Boogity Racing continues to add on to their advantage that they have established having led most of the laps here early on here as the Legion of Supermen checker car hot on his tail, trying to close up that gap, take that lead back, and start leading and getting points to reestablish the points advantage that they once had. And then, of course, it could come down to victory points, which, if you win the main event and you're the checkers car, that is 50 victory points instead of 25. And the opt out is not available in the main event. The cars must drive and go with the distance here. They must run out the clock, as it were, down to 17 minutes remaining in the main event. You can see the checkers car for Boogity Boogity Racing continuing to lead and slap down fast laps. Meanwhile, you can see distant battle for third and fourth here as the wrecker car for the Legion of Supermen has just taken that third spot back. And the traffic jammer is getting into it. Racing mired up in the 8th spot, a ways off the leaders. See the wrecker car working his way back up through the field. Has no cars between him and the leaders, just a lot of ground to make up. And you can see that the Legion of Supermen checkers car trying to make a move for that lead coming out of turn 2. They are side by side working it hard, but he will complete that pass and retake the lead here. Where I stand corrected, that gap has expanded between... I apologize, folks. I was looking at a traffic jammer here that he just scored 3 points off, and I thought that was a battle for the lead, and it looked like a tight one. But you can see that the checkers car for Boogity Boogity Racing has pulled away considerably. Really, I thought it was a much tighter battle here as we are now quarter way through this main event, 15 minutes remaining. All I can say is that the Legion of Supermen are definitely not doing what they need to do right now if they want to get out of here with their second CWRL victory. You see that traffic jammers are becoming a factor once again as Boogity Boogity Racing adds more points to their total. See another traffic jammer going a lap down to the leader. That's 3 more points for Boogity Boogity Racing. And now Boogity Boogity Racing has to work on his own traffic jammers, including potentially his own wrecker car. You can see that a traffic jammer for the Legion of Supermen is in the top 4 here, off the pace, but still maintaining the lead lap here over the leaders. Well, you can see the checkers car for the Legion of Supermen has been able to score some points of his own as he has left one of those traffic jammers, but still has several cars between himself and the leader. Got 13:10 remaining in the main event here of Fight Night at the Freedom Factory as the checker car for Boogity Boogity Racing continues to lead laps and score points here, adding on to their total. They had a 2-point disadvantage to the Legion of Supermen, quickly overcame that, and now will be adding on to their own total hoping to close the points gap between themselves and the points leaders ahead of them. Boogity Boogity Racing came into the event fourth in points with 1,202 points, 80 no about 88 points behind the third place, the Candymen, and another 138 points behind the Intimidators. So Boogity Boogity Racing could make out here like Bandits if they continue to lead and score the victory points. They could leave here in the second points position. They still have a ways to go to catch up to the Legion of Supermen. Their very first at Fight Night. Meanwhile, you can see here we got traffic jammers being worked on by the Legion of Supermen, scoring 3 more points here as he has completed passing Boogity Boogity Racing's traffic jammers there. See, all of the traffic jammers have been lapped at this point. As the checker car for Boogity Boogity Racing continues to add points to the tally. Thank you for coming and joining us once again for Fight Night at the Freedom Factory, our weekly CWRL event. Boogity Boogity Racing looking to come away with their first Fight Night victory here over the Legion of Supermen. The Legion of Supermen are the current points leaders here, coming into the event with 1,774 points. Most of those points were scored last Sunday at the Slinger Showdown. If you want to look at that, it is available on YouTube. Meanwhile, the checker car just passed the wrecker car here that was wrecked. And this will be potentially 10 points for the Legion of Supermen. So you can see them battling for that position. Legion of Supermen will give it up and not take those 10 points after all. But they will still hold on to the second position on the track as we are down to 10 minutes remaining in the main event. Don't forget, after the conclusion of the main event and point tabulation, there will be a special CWRL announcement. Stay tuned for that if you are interested. And then after that, we will have random things and wrestling. If you like wrestling, we have it here. We like it here. And then after that, there will be more random TV and gaming. Most likely, I will be running some kind of race game and possibly doing some testing on the announcement I had made. So if you want to stick around and check that out, there might be some CWRL testing as well. Meanwhile, down to 9:15 remaining in the main event here. And you can see that Boogity Boogity Racing still holds a very dominating lead over the rest of the pack. As you can see, the wrecker and checker car for the Legion of Supermen in a very, very distant second and third. More than half a lap down to the leader as he works on lap 48 now, and we have 8.5 minutes remaining. Boogity Boogity Racing making the most of this main event and scoring as many points as they possibly can. They have led most of the laps from the drop of the green flag. Final tabulation to be determined, and they have put several traffic jammers a lap down, if not now multiple laps down here. Leader's front view windshield here. And the traffic jammer gets taken out by, I believe, the wrecker car there. Loses a lot more ground to the leaders. and becomes more points fodder for the Legion of Supermen, who had just passed them with that checker car. And the leader has taken himself out there, gotten caught up. His disadvantage has disappeared now as he is battling to hold on to the lead here. Legion of Supermen have closed that gap right up, taking advantage of this misfortune suffered by Boogity Boogity Racing. And they still have 7 minutes to make the most of it. If they can get out front and lead some laps and potentially get those 50 victory points for winning the main event, then maybe they would be able to win the event overall and come out of this with their second consecutive CWRL victory, as they have just won last Sunday at the Slinger Showdown and took the points lead with it. They'd be able to add on to their points lead even more than they already have. They come into this round with 64 points. It goes to show how important those monthly special events can be, because those monthly special events, you can leave with over 700 points and have it doubled. Meanwhile, that's over 10 times the amount that's been scored here today, as this has been a very low scoring fight night at the Freedom Factory, with the two teams coming into the finals with 64 and 62 points respectively here, as I continue to look on at the notes. Down to under 6 minutes remaining here. As you can see, the checkers car for Boogity Boogity Racing still holds this narrow lead over the Legion of Supermen. The Legion of Supermen trying to mount a comeback at this point, trying to seize an opportunity that was given to him when Boogity Boogity Racing was caught up in a predicament earlier on here a few minutes ago. And now they barely hold on to that lead, and they continue to fight to hold on to it as we work lap 61 now. A lot of points have been scored by Boogity Boogity Racing. They have led most of the laps here, and that really eliminated that 2-point advantage and then some. For the Legion of Supermen to overcome this, they're really going to have to win this main event here, lead those final laps, and get the victory points. That is really going to be the difference here between victory and defeat here for the Legion of Supermen. See, the gap between the leaders here is about 2.5 car lengths. And it looks like a traffic jammer for the Legion of Supermen is coming up here. Could very easily be used as a pick by the second place car. Will we see that happen here? See the gap closing in. Legion of Supermen working that outside, not getting the advantage they need, as Boogity Boogity Racing clears the traffic jammer. But so does the Legion of Supermen. Lead remains practically unchanged. 2.5 car lengths, not too much more than what it was. And we got several more traffic jammers here coming into the way here, as we are down to 4 minutes in the main event of Fight Night. It is the Legion of Supermen facing Boogity Boogity Racing. Boogity Boogity Racing holds the advantage currently, as they are both the race leader. They have scored massive amounts of points from leading laps, overcome the advantage that Legion of Supermen had. And Legion of Supermen hoping to sneak away with the victory here in the final minutes, get those 50 victory points. But as we keep ticking laps, those 50 victory points look like they may not be enough anymore. Starting to get that vibe. We will take a look once again at all of the finishing stuff. Don't forget, we have a special announcement after the conclusion of the event. See traffic jammers being made quick work of by the leader here, as we close to under 3 minutes remaining in the main event of Fight Night. Legion of Supermen checker car trying to mount this comeback, trying to get up to the leader here and make this desperate pass for points. Because even if they didn't pull out of here with the win, those 50 victory points would still help pad on to the points lead that they already established here. Legion of Supermen came into this event with a near 400-point advantage over the Intimidators. The Intimidators did not score very well tonight. They only left the event with 12 points to their name. See that record card for the Legion of Supermen making a sniff for that second spot. Not much of a sniff, but he is closing in and getting in on this lead picture here. Meanwhile, you can see that another traffic jammer is being passed by the leader. So we are down to a minute 45 remaining in the main event. We will set up for wrestling. We have games, random programming, lots of stuff for ya, depending on what I'm in the mood for. This is Geek Guru TV. This is CWRL Fight Night at the Freedom Factory. I am Geek Guru 1986. I'm glad to have you along here with us for the ride, or I should say with me for the ride. So we are down to our final minute 15 seconds here. Boogity Boogity Racing looking to come out of here with their first Fight Night victory and second CWRL victory overall. Legion of Supermen put up a good battle, but it was not enough here. As you can see that the checkers car for the Legion of Supermen had lost the second position to that wreckers car, who's now trying to chase down the leader and prevent Boogity Boogity Racing from scoring victory points. We are at 45 seconds remaining, going to shift into chopper view here for the final time and take a look at Boogity Boogity Racing clinch their second CWRL victory, moving into standings view here. So you can see that they continue to lead with under 20 seconds remaining. It will be 2 to go at the line. Time will expire on the next lap. You can see that all the traffic jammers have been lapped twice by the leaders. Quite a few points to be scored by each team. And time is up. The last lap will be the final lap coming up here. And the checkers car for Boogity Boogity Racing up in that wall, riding that wall for I don't know why, and has lost any lead that they really had. You can see that the record car for the Legion of Supermen right on their bumper, but it will not be enough there. You can see just 0.3 of a second separate first and second place there. And the checker car not too far back in third place. So thus concludes Fight Night at the Freedom Factory. Let us review the points here. We will review first for the Legion of Supermen, who had a good runner-up performance here this evening. I spent most of that evening chasing down the leaders after getting caught up in bad luck. No laps whatsoever there for the Legion of Supermen, unfortunately. So they will leave the main event with 18 points added on to their 64 points for a grand total of 82 points on the evening. Still a respectable runner-up performance by the Legion of Supermen, and a good performance even when in defeat. Meanwhile, Boogity Boogity Racing here had a killing and had a maximum point scoring round here. They led all of those lap 83 points. They were working on lap 84 as that start-finish line, plus the 18 points. 18, which is 102 plus 50, so 152 points added on for a grand total of 214 points for the day. That will move Boogity Boogity Racing right on up there, I believe, into the second place position in points, bumping the Intimidators down into third, I believe. And the Legion of Supermen will add on to their points total. So that being said, that concludes this evening's Fight Night at the Freedom Factory. And our special announcement is we normally run Fight Night at the Freedom Factory. All of our CWRL events run using AI. I want to test interacting people and having actual drivers with the AI. So I will be inserting a team and holding some mock trials. My team will be called The Outsiders. We will be driving the number 81. And also another team will be coming down the line here into the CWRL fold. And if everything works out, this will give us 16 teams. And I'm considering reformatting into a 16 bracket tournament, so all teams would have a chance, and that would be considered as early as next season. That would eliminate traffic jam qualifying, although we could also change traffic jam qualifying to determine, instead of which teams qualify for the qualify. Those are things to be discussed here, and of course input is always welcome. People are always welcome to interact, give suggestions. You can see any of our replays uploaded onto YouTube within a couple of days. But otherwise, coming up next, we have random stuff to prepare for in between now and wrestling that comes on in an hour. So for CWRL, I am the Geek Guru 1986. Thank you for joining us once again, and we'll see you next week for another fight night. Good night.